In a study done, and a more intelligent person on average asks more questions because the more you know about something, the more questions you stumble upon. The more you know about a subject, the more you start to question. The less you know about something, the less you question it. So in this study, it had a group of people, a group of students. One of the group of students that asked more questions, and they studied the other group of students that asked less questions. They found out on average, the person who asked less questions actually knew less about the subject because they knew less to ask questions about. They knew so little that they just grazed through the waters that they didn't have any depth, therefore they couldn't come up with any questions. But the person who asked more questions, even if it was simple, actually was a lot more intelligent. And what does this have to do? This has to do with a lot of things. This has to do with don't feel stupid because you ask a question. I could go into different sayings, different reasons why this is the case, but simply said, you are actually smarter if you ask a question. So many, the chances are 9 out of 10 that other people have the same exact question. And if they don't, who cares? Ask that question. Ask that question. You learn about yourself every day. Every time you ask a question, you learn more. And this study actually makes you learn, it makes you think. And in this book, it also says by asking more questions, you can fool yourself into becoming smarter. Even if you think, let me ask a question, think, hey, this class period, I'm gonna ask at least 5 questions. At least 5 questions. And you have to actually do it. Follow through with it. You will actually help you become more smart. It'll actually help you study. It'll help you actually think, what's a good question? And then you start thinking, why does this occur? You start learning about maybe science. You're like, why does this happen when this electron meets this atom? Why does that happen? That's a good question. You start making yourself think of questions. And therefore, you're helping yourself study. And when you ask that question, you actually help yourself a lot more. So don't be part of the group that doesn't ask questions. Be part of the group that asks questions because you're actually fucking smarter. Because at the end of the day, the only thing that's stopping you is you think people are gonna look at you stupid. But if you know you're smart, you don't have to answer to other people. You know you're smart. That's like this. It's like let's say you have black hair, and someone tells you you have blonde hair. Are you gonna believe them? Or you could be like, no, I know I have black hair. So when you ask a question, hey, is my hair black? You do it with full confidence because you don't give a fuck what their response is because you know your hair is fucking black. And that was a shitty analogy, but I hope you guys got it.